As long as I'm getting a good read for the podcast, I'm good. Yeah, I don't hear anything. Yep.
Got my live
alert again. There you go. All right, we're slowly building back up.
Lexi,
Check it upstairs.
Yeah, you go upstairs
and check it.
Please.
You guys had a little bit of a rough start last week too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't assign.
I
didn't sign.
You
know, when I pull you up in the screen, I pulled up a gray screen. I don't know what is causing the echo, because Ron says it's still there. And it's not better. I'm not logged in on anything. Yeah, neither am I. Well, I'm not here.
Phone's down right now.
Hold on. Let me try something else.
Is it not?
I'm muted here.
To be naive, but I mean that's a new piece of equipment, so that's the one thing that's changed. Could be something with that.
I don't know. Let's see if anything I've done has changed.
I'm keeping the phone on.
All right, the echo is still there. All right, let's kill that then. All right.
Betty, that was it.
I don't know.
Any new echo?
How we doing out there in the world? Do we still have the echo? Oh, it's good. Huh. Huh.
So you try with a new piece of equipment.
I know. I try to improve our life.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, you know, and comes up weird, right?
We just can't. You know what?
That's what you get from getting that from Amazon and not buying it from Pypes.
I know, right?
I think his funding for new equipment needs to be cut back a little bit.
Yeah, this is why we can't have good things, nice things.
Now let me try to log on to Facebook and see if I can create a new echo.
Yeah, create a new echo. Yeah, there you go. So everybody, welcome to the jeepife podcast. This is our pre-show roll, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up us so you can see our beautiful faces and see what we're all about. We do have some awesome guests with us today. The guys from Pypes. I've got Dave Gerard and Quentin with us from Pypes, and they're going to talk about some sweet exhaust stuff.
Love exhaust talk. Absolutely love it.
I do too. It's one of those things where it's amazing what that does for a vehicle.
Yeah, I mean, not only power improvements, but just sound.
So can you feel
Think
a
about the
difference?
sound.
Seat of your pants?
It may be a placebo effect, but I feel like it does have a little more jump.
It usually factory exhaust. I mean, so they've got to, first of all, when they're building them, they've got to hit. They can't be over certain sound levels, and
right.
But they tune them for low end sometimes, and sometimes you lose a little bit of throttle response, and you can make a big difference. I mean, you should probably have a K&N on there too, and it would make.
Yeah. Scott said the same thing today.
Yeah, just a little bit more.
That's because I told him that.
He's like a parrot. He just
repeats.
Whatever he hears, he just repeats.
Now it's
as you're blowing out, you need to be sucking in too.
Right.
So, well, that makes sense.
But it does. Scott was at the shop this week, and I was listening to. I mean, they sound really good. I like the way they are, and I've driven Scotts. And they're nice on the road. They don't drone. They don't,
No.
So.
I mean, it was loud going up a couple of the little mountain stretches, at 70 miles an hour.
That's not loud. You got to sit in Billy's Jeep.
But, I don't even think it has an exhaust. I think it's just straight pipe. Right?
It is.
You can sit in my Jeep too. My Jeep's pretty loud too.
Is it? Oh, that's right. You got
I got
the other guys.
The 3-inch system.
Yeah, right.
What is it? Do you have a muffler on yours?
Yeah, it's a like a bullet style, almost like a glass pack type.
Yeah. I like that pipe system. I really, really do.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put one on it. I wasn't gonna because I got it all tuned for the exhaust that's on there, but it's coming off. I like the pipes.
Just something else to add to your build list, Don. That's all.
It never stops.
It's never going to.
And actually, it hasn't been off the lift because it hasn't stopped all winter. It's been.
Well, it'll be
we don't even know what your Jeep sounds like.
No.
It'll be easier to install that way. You don't even got to. It's already up there. It's ready to go.
I don't know. It's ever coming off.
So, Dave, how we doing, man?
Doing real well.
I can't wait to bring you on because then our listeners get to see. Actually, I'll just go ahead and do it. I don't care. They get to see the shop. We'll do that before we roll everything. Let's see what this looks like.
I'm glad you had a chance to test it out today firsthand. Before coming on, I thought we were going to do some kind of cool install here, but I'm glad you took the leap and put it on. Yeah,
it was one of those things. I felt bad, not having it if we're going to talk to you.
I think, when I buy mine, if we want to do one, we can run out and do one there too.
That'd be awesome. Because I'd love to see what they do. I mean, I'm looking at the shop right now and online. I'm like, I want to be there right now.
Let me know. I'll take a ride too.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, this is our R&D area. We have 2 lifts and a really good fabricator that we do all the prototyping and stuff right here. So yeah, it'd be worth the trip.
Do I spy a 55 Chevy behind you?
Yes.
Very nice.
So do you guys have you had the mandrel bender in house and all that good stuff?
No, we don't. When we prototype, we do everything from mandrel bends, but we hand cut them and hand make them.
Oh wow.
And then we take them out and scan them. So we have digital prints.
Nice. Amazing. All right. We'll get into all that. I'm going to, if everybody's okay, Dave, were we going to do something in the beginning? Do we have a giveaway or do we want to save that?
Well, we could have a couple. Doesn't matter to me. If you want to do one in the beginning, one in the end to a couple lucky listeners, I'm cool with that.
Oh, do I get to play?
Oh, what are we giving away?
Well, I think it would be fun to do one in the beginning, and okay. So it'll prolong the pre-show, which is fine with me. We'll prolong it. I would like for a listener that's active right now, go and email info@jeepife and tell me where Pypes is located in Pennsylvania.
Oh.
And the first person to send that, we'll give something away. Is that right, Dave?
Sure, absolutely. Jeep system of their choice. So we make them.
No.
So.
Seriously, nice, man. Here we are giving shitty stickers out.
I know. And a hat.
Yeah, right.
All right, so I'm going to switch over to email, and we're going to see who comes through. Lex, you don't quite count. As much as I would love for you to count, you don't quite count. So the first listener that comes through,
take the information for the person, right?
Yeah, I'll get their information, and we'll do all that with you.
Awesome.
All right, so I haven't gotten any emails yet. Somebody better come up with something.
This is actually really exciting right now.
I know it is. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Because we've got quite a few people here, and if somebody jumps on and says info@jeeplife.com.
This is legit. This is real. I mean,
jeeplifepodcast.com. Send me an email. Man, you get
where in Pennsylvania is Pypes located? That's the only question.
Yeah, their statistics on their website are going freaking nuts right
now. We're trending on Google right now.
Oh, it looks like we got our first one. Oh, it looks like Amy Coddington came up with it in Hatfield. And I believe that's right?
That is correct. Hatfield, Pennsylvania. Yes.
All right, Amy.
Nice.
Amy, send me another email with your information, and I will hand that over to Dave. And that's pretty awesome.
Very nice. Congratulations.
So, yeah, that's awesome. I don't remember what. So we'll celebrate that. Congratulations, Amy. I'm going to get ready to roll the show. Oh, Sean, just so close. So close.
He was second.
Yeah, his email server was just a little slower than Amy's. I love it. All right, since Pypes is coming in with us, I'm going to actually the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to roll this Pypes little vid because I want to hear that sound that Amy just got a hold of.
Yes.
Wow. And that's I hear that now when I start at my Jeep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty nice.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
All right. So, man, thanks for Pypes for that amazing.
Very nice. Thank you guys. That's
Wow.
That's an awesome giveaway. Honestly, I mean,
Seriously, it is.
Wow.
It is,
That blew my head off. I swear to God.
Yeah, and I'm going to talk about two other companies that give to our listeners as well. Armorlight, which we've talked about and we've had on the show. They do an amazing job. They give our listeners a discount code, 10% on their full system. Jeep Life Podcast 10 is there.
Wait, how much did they give?
10%.
10%.
10%.
Not 9%.
Not 9.
Not 8%.
Yeah.
A full 10%.
A full 10%.
As in 10% off the purchase of
a complete system.
A complete system.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's amazing.
You can't beat that.
No.
I mean, there's like, all right, so yeah, it's 10%.
Yeah.
10%. That's a lot.
And you've seen my system.
Your system is great.
It's amazing.
I'm going to eventually get one for mine, and you know what I'm going to do?
What's that?
I'm going to go to their website.
Yeah.
I'm going to put in the promo code. What is it? Jeep Life
Podcast.
Jeep Life
10.
Podcast 10.
Yep.
And you know what that's going to do?
That's going to give you 10%
That's
off.
going to give me 10% off.
I love it. Now we're going to talk about Power Tank.
Power Tank. Oh, there's something else.
And they're one of our first partners that came and knocking on the door. I mean, literally right after we started the show. Within the first several episodes, right? Don?
It was after the first tech day.
Yeah. So it's probably in the first 10 episodes, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
And then Scott put us in touch with them, and
they are offering our listeners Jeep Life Pod 15.
Ooh.
15% off of a complete system.
That's a full 15%.
Full 15%.
That's not even 10%. That's more than 10%.
That's more than 10%.
That's 15%.
It's amazing the math that's going on in your head right now.
Like my head is blown right now. I'm between 10% off Armorlight and now 15% off of Power Tank. And Power Tank's a great product.
Oh my God!
You know what the coolest part is?
What's
the
that?
Partners that we have are some of the best companies I feel in the business. So Armorlight, Power Tank. I mean, just sitting on the air here with Pypes.
Yeah,
another great company.
Yep.
Yeah.
Makes great product.
And all three of these are American companies.
Yes, and okay. I was going to say local if you're in the United States.
Yeah, local if you're in the United States,
right.
but Power Tank's in California.
Yep.
Pypes is literally down the road.
Yeah, they're
Right.
not that far.
I mean, so Armorlight, those flooring systems, we've said it time and time again.
Yep.
And when you guys first started with them, I was like, nah, I just bought some WeatherTech. I'm good.
Yeah, right.
Those are coming out, and I'll give them to somebody.
Right.
Yep.
That Armorlight system is just phenomenal. And like I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I'll call a spade a spade. I've sat here and and called out companies, you know, as we've done podcasts, but Armor Light's a great company. Power Tank, I own 2 of those, and they're phenomenal systems. They're just...
I can't wait to get mine.
No, the quality is second to none, you know, and it's so handy.
Well, I filled 4 tires going from 12 PSI to 31 PSI today.
Yeah.
In under 30 seconds a tire.
Yeah, I know. You can't beat it.
No,
there was a conversation on Facebook today about it.
I was deep in that, right?
It definitely is one of those things. It's like a must-have, you know. And I was, again, totally against it. Didn't want to have to deal with the headache of getting it refilled and all that. But you really don't get them filled. I've had mine for a year now. Yeah, and I've filled it twice.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Now you and
hold on, we're not done yet because we got another one we're jumping on here.
Do we?
Pipes.
Pipes. Well, yeah.
Well, that's why we're here today.
Wait a minute. They're offering free shipping to our listeners.
They were.
I love it.
Free shipping.
Free shipping.
As in they come to your house and it doesn't cost you a dime.
Well, so Scott Ammerman's a little bit different. Scott Ammerman's goes to the end of his road. It's free to there.
Right.
Scott can go walk a system back to his house. Yeah. So all right. So Pypes is offering free shipping now.
Yeah, they are
for Jeep Life podcast listeners.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Free shipping.
All right.
And yet another great product.
And they just gave away one to our listeners.
I know. That's incredible.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Hey, Dave.
How is this company making money?
They're
not.
I don't get it.
They do it because it's fun. And they want
that's got to be it. That's got to be it.
It's just fun for them, right? Dave, what was that that code that you wanted us to give out?
Jeep Life.
Just Jeep Life. That couldn't be any better.
Life podcast. Is it? Or is it? What is it? No spaces. Just Jeep Life.
Just Jeep Life.
Just Jeep Life. So if we go to your website right now and we order up a system and we put in the promo code Jeep Life, that's free shipping.
It's free shipping.
That's excellent. Perfect.
Amazing.
Saves you a ton of money too.
Big bill we're eating too. So
yeah, it's they're big boxes.
They're
imagine.
Yeah. Right.
Ooh, man.
And it's a quality system. I mean, so we're talking quality parts. So I have not installed one yet, but I've been under Scott's Jeep. Eric's plenty when he's not looking. I'm crawling around.
I know, right? Well, you can literally walk under his Jeep.
Yeah, pretty much. But they're quality systems. So
I love
Billy's friend who works at Dorman.
Yeah, he just got it. Yep. I know several of our listeners. When I was out on the trail today, I kept seeing. I've got that installed in mine. It sounds great. So
it's an awesome system.
You and I, because you and I were in this from the beginning,
right?
We said we didn't want to be associated with
shady companies.
Yeah, and we've kind of held true with that. We have. We want to be associated with quality. Yep. Quality doesn't always mean the more expensive.
No, actually, Pypes is probably one of the most reasonably priced systems. And
I was going to say, because
I've put a lot of systems in, some high end stuff, MagnaFlow, Flowmaster, and where they're $600-$700 systems, and this one, yours retails for what is it, $320 or something like that.
What is that in the ballpark, Dave?
Yeah, around $350 for the one that you put on, okay, Terry.
Yeah,
and ground clear a little less.
And it's every bit as good as the $700 brands. Yeah. I mean, it really is. And I think, I'll be honest with you, like I had a MagnaFlow on the 2011. Right. I like this Pypes better. I just when they're idling, like when Scott's is idling, it's just got a great sound to it.
It does.
It doesn't it doesn't drone going down the road. It doesn't. There's no drone. There's no. I like it. It's a great system.
All right, you know what? We've been on this for a while, and we haven't even started the show.
Yeah,
I love it. We're gonna roll the show.
All right, let's do it.
I used Pypes on my 2003 Mustang, and it was an incredible system.
Did you?
Yeah, I've been dealing with this company for probably 10 years.
Well, welcome to the Jeep Life podcast.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, as a background.
Yeah.
To the
save
companies.
it. Save it. Save it. Save it.
Don't forget to let me
say
that.
Save it. And welcome to the Jeep Life podcast. We're a podcast where we celebrate that Jeep life and we have the best time that we possibly can. We live that life top down, top up. However it is that you celebrate that Jeep life, we want to celebrate that with you, and we love being here with you. I have two of the best people in the business in my studio. I can't believe it. Don, how we doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good. So I just want to pull up the agenda. Did you email it to me?
I did email it to you.
So I'm sure it's there, but while I was picking it up, you know, a little icon above the email thing that tells you how many unopened emails you have?
Yeah.
3,865.
Dude, you need... you need to take one day and dump all those in the trash.
Delete them.
Just straight up delete them.
Select all.
Delete.
Yep.
Got it.
And then you won't have any. That's what I do. That's the secret to my success. I have 0 unopened emails.
Serious amount. So if anybody emailed me and I didn't get back to you, I'm really sorry.
Excellent. And it's good to see you back in the studio again.
Yeah.
I mean, we've texted a little bit this week, but we didn't run into each other anytime.
No, I've been really just busy. I've been writing this curriculum, or not writing, but editing curriculum for a company that we use at the school, and night classes, and fixing my stuff and Billy's, and just working on stuff. It
happens. It happens.
Busy.
And, playing substitute teacher tonight is Mr. Frank, our driveway mechanic. How you doing, man?
Good evening. How are you?
I'm great. It's good to see you.
I'm always happy to be here. I'm always happy to fill in when Billy's got better things to do.
Dude, I love that I can text you at 3 p.m. on a Sunday, and you're like, yeah, I got nothing else to do. I'll be there.
Well, you know what the problem is? I'm going to tell you. I haven't had weekends off in probably the last 6 months or more.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Well, as my job works, it's like when you don't need weekends off is when you get them.
Yep.
And then when you need weekends off, you just...
Well, that's the American way.
It is the American way.
So I actually got the text message this afternoon. I said, you know what? Yeah, I think I could make it in. I can make it in for the night. It's always great to be here. It's always good to see the both of you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here.
No, I'm glad to be here.
And, off camera right now, I've got the wonderful people from Pypes. I've got Dave Gerard. He's the VP of Sales and Marketing at Pypes Performance Exhaust, as we found out earlier from Amy, and that is in Hatfield, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Dave, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Oh, man, it's so good to have you. And, in a few minutes, our listeners are going to actually be able to see the cool facility that you're sitting at. And I'm looking at like a little bitty preview, and there's a Jeep back there. There's a 55 Chevy.
Yeah.
I just want to be there right now.
Yeah, I know.
There's also 7 GTO sitting on the other lift that the Jeep's kind of blocking.
Oh,
I think, I'm like that rude friend that invites themselves places. So I think we should just record a podcast there one Sunday, know?
I'll tell you what, I'll put all this
we can
in a trailer.
We designed it to be mobile.
We did.
We'll take a ride.
Yeah.
I can smell what's going on in that room right now with Dave. And it's all great smells. It's
I know.
Love it. Well, Dave, we're glad to have you. And I think you've got Quentin there with you. I'm so thankful for the two of you for coming on, and we'll get to you guys in just a few minutes. But I wanted to talk a little bit about our week in review.
Yeah.
And you texted me earlier this week,
right.
And you did some, and it's one of the coolest things because I did this to my Jeep, and I think you got the information through another person from me.
Well, this is what happened. So you were talking to my neighbor Pete, who lives down the end of the block. And then he called me. He's like, dude, you got to check this thing out. I was like, all right, what do you got? Well, it's called the Icar Pro from I actually have it right here.
V-Gate.
From V-Gate.
Yep.
Right. So instead of getting a flash cow to program like tire size, gear ratios, and this and that, this Icar Pro, it plugs into your OBD2 port. It has its own Wi-Fi connection. You connect it to your phone. You use an app on your phone. It was JScan, right?
Yep, JScan O2B, yeah.
And literally everything that a flash cow does, this thing will do better.
Yep.
In my opinion, anyway, because I have a flash cow for my wife's Jeep.
Yep.
And her flash cow does axle ratio, tire size, and like maybe 2 or 3 other functions.
Yep.
And then
you mean an AEV flash cow?
Yeah, it was an AEV.
No,
flash cow.
you can program, so you can do like the flash to pass. You can do almost everything, like door locks, if you have power door locks when you want them to drop and all that.
From what I was looking at, though, you need to get different software or something like that, because the one that I got, I think it was like $150,
right?
And then you spend like $300 for the upgraded one,
right?
Which has a whole lot more stuff on
I don't know which one we have, because I use them. That's what I use all the time. But anyway, I mean, nonetheless, is this the same thing that you have?
Yeah, this is exactly what I have,
and I've used it. It's a good product.
It's great because it's super cheap. I think it was under $40. Right?
Yeah, it was the $29.99 on Amazon.
Right, for the
actual unit
adapter. Yep.
And then what you have to do is you have to assign VIN licenses.
Yep.
So it was $20 for a VIN license. Yep. And then basically your vehicle is programmed to that thing. You can get up to, I think, 5 or 6 on there.
Yep.
And for an additional fee. But I mean, just doing it for one Jeep, you're in under, let's see, 30.
It's like under $60.
Yeah, under $60, and you have all the functionality of the flash cow or any other handheld tuner.
Changing the tire size.
Yes.
When I got new tires, changing that, because it actually adjusts the shift points automatically with the computer.
Once you change the tire size, and as long as you have your gear ratio size selected which you can do with, I saw it when I was in there that one time.
Yeah.
It'll change the shift points for you, and
it's pretty amazing.
Yep.
And I assign daytime running lights. With it,
it'll do everything the flash cow will.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both
read codes, reset codes.
Yep. So now what I'm curious is that the one that with the J scan, it had a advanced off-road settings. So because I have the Rubicon with the electronic lockers, it actually has a different locker control and sway bar control.
Oh, cool.
So you can unlock in 4 high.
Unlock it 4 high.
That you cannot, I don't think, with the AEV.
Right. So
interesting.
That's just something fun to play with. And what I think we should do is, for our Patreon listeners, maybe we'll do a video on the functionality.
Yeah, you and I'll go through it and do a video. Let's do that for our Patreon listeners.
I think that would be something pretty cool for them to experience.
Yeah, and I think that's an awesome product, and I have it, and I think it would be good for us to do that. We'll do that, Frank. You and I will get together and do that for our listeners. Speaking of Patreon, we have a new Patreon supporter.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, Kristen
Willwood.
And and I was assuming Will was involved with that as well.
Right.
If not, then he needs to become a Patreon supporter. But we'd love to have more Patreon subscribers, because we do really great individual content for that Patreon page, and we appreciate Kristen joining up with that.
Thank you very much for your support. We appreciate it. And remember, if you want to become a patron of the Jeep Life Podcast, go to patreon.com/Jeep Life Podcast.
Yep.
Convenient, easy.
We do. We just put an article up on there this week.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to post the notes from the Dream Build on there, probably tonight or tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
And we got some videos.
Was this your 1,000 horsepower LS powered?
It was like 1,500 horsepower. Okay. Yeah. That's the one.
Yeah, Don goes big.
Yeah, go big or go home.
That's right.
This week for me was subdued because it was my last week in my my engineering position with Apple. I didn't mean to say who I work for, but I start my old role again in a week. So I took a week off next week, so I'm going to do some wheeling. But this week it was it was literally the longest week, and I had so much to do. But I had a box that was sitting in my garage, just dying to do something with, and Scott called me up and said, "Hey man, why don't you bring that box down, and make sure you bring Lexi too." So I grabbed the box. I grabbed my 14-year-old daughter, Lexi.
Yep.
And we head down to Scott's house yesterday, and 14-year-old daughter, my 14-year-old daughter, installed that Pypes high ground clearance Street Pro system.
She's an incredible girl.
I mean, you've worked with her.
I've worked with her before.
Yeah.
And like, you know, once she has an understanding of what's going on,
yep,
she just piles right through it. No issues.
And you know, this is a new skill for her, but you know, obviously there's, you know, just a few bolts to turn, but it's undoing the hangers and everything.
So, you know, two things here.
Yep.
One, the Pypes is a really good system. It's not terribly hard to install. They fit really well.
Yeah.
Two, your daughter is going to be an incredible wrench. She already is.
Yeah,
she is.
I mean, she works with you.
Yeah.
I love that she does this. But so the hardest thing that had to be done was getting the old system off.
It is hard. That's the worst part.
It's a bitch.
Now, did he get the inductive heat tool out?
He did. He talked about it. He said, "I have this."
Yeah, that thing's cool.
Yeah. So I was hoping to bring out, you know, a new tool to introduce to the world, but he didn't. But you know, Lexi and Scott. Lexi did 70% of the work, and it was unbelievable.
That's great.
And you know, she was excited. We pulled the old system off, and we weighed all the componentry of it, and it's more than double the weight of that pipe system.
If I remember correctly, it should be over 24 pounds, or was it more?
Well, the shipping weight period of the pipes.
No, I'm talking the stock system.
Stock system was over 40 some pounds.
Oh, okay, right.
Dave, you might know better than me. Do you know what the weight is on the stock system?
No, I don't, honestly.
Because it was over 40 pounds, because we pulled out, you know, a handheld weight, or scale rather.
We got that giant muffler that takes up the entire rear.
That itself, that muffler was 27 pounds.
How much was left of that muffler for you? Was it pretty beat up?
It wasn't as beat up as I thought it was going to be.
Really?
Yeah, I think my rear tow hook absorbs.
It's taking most of the.
Yeah, it takes most of the abuse. So we weighed each one, and it weighed almost 50 pounds.
Yeah.
And
the stock systems are extremely heavy. I mean, but you
got mufflers are they're. I mean, it's a packed muffler.
Yeah. You got the packed muffler. You got the resonator in the middle, and it's all mild steel, so it's going to be really
right. And it was heavy,
and then all the rust on top of that just adds to the weight.
Yeah.
And of course,
I don't know.
And, well, you know, it's a 2017, and you know it's. I wheel that thing. I take it out, but it's still relatively clean. I mean, yeah, it's scratched up on the bottom, but it's relatively clean. And when we got all that stuff up, it was 26-pound difference between the stock system and the pipe system. And when I'm looking at it, I see nothing but quality out of the pipes. So it's not skimping in quality. The pipes are solid. They're stainless steel. I mean, it's not a beautiful system. I mean, I was actually more impressed by the tailpipe, because I'd heard that they're not necessarily beautiful. But the whole tailpipe, you know, the one that goes over the axle and everything, looked fantastic. I was like, oh, this is.
You know what? Here's my
impressive
theory. First of all, and I've done it again. I had a very expensive polished stainless system on the 2011 that I had. I mean, it's under the goddamn Jeep, and it's a Jeep to boot. You know what I mean?
Right. You know, and I guarantee you that probably today I dented the tailpipe as it is.
I cried for like an hour the first time I ripped up that muffler and that MagnaFlow system.
Yeah, so the way it was put together, I mean, it's a very simple system to install.
It's high clearance too. I mean, they're not kidding when they're tucked up pretty well.
If you look on like the arch that goes over the top of the axle literally comes within that far of the floorboard all the way up.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of clearance underneath there now.
Yeah, so that was a fun install, and just for giggles, we did start it without anything on it, and Lexi was like, I'm not adding this muffler. I like the way this sounds.
Open headers.
And I'm like, yeah, get in it, close it up, and rev it up. You're gonna like the sound of it, but you won't want to travel.
To boot it as it burns a hole in the carpet from idling.
Well, I got the Armorlight.
It ain't burning a hole in that. You're good to go.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I got a funny story about an installation that happened at an event. Going to how easy they are to install. We had a couple people that wanted a deal on a system, wanted to buy the prototype or the display unit, and I kept reducing the price, and Matt from Quadratech just happened to be there. And I said to Matt, I said, "You really want to have some fun?" And he said, "Sure." And I said to the guy, I said, "Look, you put that thing on here in the dirt at Rouse Creek."
Yeah.
And he immediately went running for tools and everything else like this. And this was a JK. So the way the mid pipe is on that is you have to trim it for a JK.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Yeah, the two-door
battery cutoff wheel. And they installed that thing in an hour and 15 minutes from on and off.
That's awesome.
Very nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was incredible. And not too many adult beverages involved, but I mean, it was a great day at Rouse. Let's put it that way.
Oh, that's awesome.
Heck yeah.
So Dave, I got you. While you were telling that story, I put you full screen so that our listeners could see
there's the shop,
and I'll keep you in. So I got to test that out today.
Yeah.
Heading out to AOA. And speaking of Matt was with us today and driving his new Snazzleberry.
No,
man,
I love that color.
God, it's gorgeous.
Snazberry.
Is it Snazberry or Snazzleberry?
I think it's Snazberry.
Snazberry.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it is. I love that color. And that diesel, I haven't read much bad about it. I mean, a couple issues early on, but minor too.
Well, I felt
and
bad.
They got more power than their,
Oh, it was just torque for days.
I know.
The gearing on it is lower than, I think it's the same as what I have. But
no, it's
different.
lower because it's an 8-speed automatic transmission. Yep. So the first gear is actually lower than a manual trans is, like mine.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you got a Rubicon and that 8-speed transmission is so phenomenal. They're starting to offer kits to take Jeeps like yours and swap them over to the 8-speeds.
Oh, really?
People are doing that.
Don't tell me that.
They're doing that before they're jumping into the Rubicon boxes, the 4-to-1 transfer case, because the transmission is just so.
Yeah, he said it crawled like a beast.
Yeah.
And I'm
so bummed I didn't get to go.
So I was talking to Matt before we went out, and I was like, man, because he was talking about beefing it up, lifting it, new tires and everything. I'm like, man, I would just drive that for a while and get used to that diesel engine, see what it does, and then when you do have it lifted and tires, you'll be amazed. It'll be even more. Screw that. Lift that son of a bitch up, put some big tires on it, and man, that thing was a beast.
I hear. I was just reading reviews. Me, I like sit around and read stuff like a nerd all the time, but. The diesels just eat up the big tires, and I keep hearing guys saying how much more power they have than the 3.6 liter.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, and it was quiet. It was quiet as a church mouse. You could hear it, a little bit. It sounds like a diesel, right?
The new eco diesels are all quiet and they're phenomenal, and they're getting like 30 miles to the gallon out of them.
It's crazy.
Granted, diesel's a little more expensive.
Now we did some blacks. And he was able to do most of the blacks with us, even at stock height.
I mean, it's on 33s.
Yeah, but it crawled real nicely. It scraped a lot of metal. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. He scraped.
Listen, that's what Jeeps are for. That's why they're all metal underneath and no plastic.
Yeah, exactly. So man, Matt was awesome.
Yeah.
And to see that, and then Scott and I we tackled some black offshoot
Just
Fern
the three
Ridge.
guys?
Yeah, just
Scott
the three of us
and-
out.
yeah.
Becker came with Scott, and did a little running around and pointing out rocks and putting
cool.
rocks in. And Lexi was with me today, and took a lot of photos. So
awesome.
it was gorgeous today.
I'm getting the itch. I got to get my Jeep back together.
Yeah, you need to get it together.
I don't know if this is correct, but the Eco Diesel looks like it has 260 horsepower and
440 foot-pounds of tire shredding, rock crawling badass.
Yeah, buddy.
I love it.
And the cool thing is, I mean, the eco diesels are, so I'm not a huge diesel fan. Part of it is they're dirty engines. I'm not a tree hugger, but they're not. They've done a pretty good job of cleaning them up, and they still have a ton of power. I mean, these guys,
ton of power.
Yeah.
And I think Easter
I mean, it's
Jeep
not
Safari,
like LS 1500 horsepower power, but
no, right. But Easter Jeep Safari, I think Jeep engineers are going to release something else. I mean, they've already teased Magneto, which
the electric to 4xe. Yeah.
No, I think this one's a full electric.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a. I don't know. It's speculation.
I saw a quick thing on Facebook, but I was on something else.
Something I saw was it showed an electric motor to an 8-speed automatic transmission with a transfer case. So that was just something that I happened to glance at.
I know. I'm so excited about that.
Yeah.
So we'll see what comes out of Easter Jeep Safari.
So Troy said, "Look what the oil filter cost," and there's no doubt. I mean, it's an expensive option.
Yep.
I think it's like $3,000, and then you got to add another $2,000 because you can't do the manual trans. You got to do the upgraded 8-speed. So it's like a $5,000 option or something like that. But then, it holds like 36 quarts of oil, and the oil filter is like, a bucket. So it's
right.
They're expensive to run, but it is if you got the cash.
And the way the diesels are, you don't even got to shut them off. You just leave them running.
Leave it idle. But these are so efficient, and so they warm up so quick. They're awesome. All right, moving on.
For sure. Moving on. All right, so let's talk about some events coming up.
Go for it.
Go Topless Day. Not today. If Billy was here, he would already be trying to take off his shirt, wouldn't he?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
The way Billy is. He
don't do that.
He's like, which way to the gym?
Yeah.
Saturday, May 15th. And that's at Mountain View Vineyard Winery Brewery and Distillery.
That's the place up in the Poconos that we did the Go Topless Day last year.
Yeah.
What an awesome place that is. And the event is always top notch with the Jeep enthusiasts of Eastern Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah.
Brandon, the president, he organizes everything so well.
Yep.
And, it's a great event.
It is a good event. And they're brewing a special brew beer just for that event.
Just for us.
And I know that they've selected Meals on Wheels again, and I think we raised $2,500 for Meals on Wheels,
right?
Including what Extreme Terrain does as their match, and then the winery gave money, and then we gave money, and $2,500
and
for
this
Meals
year,
on Wheels.
I believe the T-shirts that we're selling are going to be part of the proceeds go to Meals on Wheels there also.
Yep, that's it exactly. There's a food truck this year.
Oh,
Cactus Blue.
Oh, Cactus Blue.
Yeah, if you haven't had Cactus Blue, it's a local food truck and restaurant, and it is amazing. All right, the Jeep Spring Trail Ride, April 17th at AOAA, where I was today. It's always a good time. I think we had 110 Jeeps last year.
Yeah, something like that.
I know they're still looking for guides. So if you're in the guiding business, reach out to them. Mid-South Jeep's Spring Trail Run, and they're doing it at Southern Missouri Off-Road Ranch. And everything's better with ranch.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Right. So I think it's called SMORE is the abbreviation, but that Mid-South Jeeps, they're out of Memphis, and man, they do good stuff. They've got a great club down there. So go see them. The next one is April 30th through May 2nd at the Adventure Off-Road Park and Nature Center, and I believe that's in Tennessee.
Okay.
And that is done by, I think, Jeeps and Wrenches. Jeep Club out of Nashville area.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So
another one from Tennessee.
Another one from Tennessee.
Great.
And this is where I tell you that if your club has an event or you have an event that you want to have on the show, then reach out to us at info@jeeplifepodcast.com and we will get your event on the show. We're going to be at 2 major events this summer. We are going to be at the PA Jeeps All Breed show in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. That's a huge show. The Jeep Life podcast is going to be there.
I believe this is the first year they're doing it at the
Carlisle. It was supposed to be there last year.
Yeah, it was at York, wasn't it?
It was at York. Yep.
Yeah. It was always at York
Fairgrounds.
And then last year
they
didn't. Last year they didn't have it because of COVID.
Yep.
This year they're having it at the Carlisle Fairgrounds, and I love the Carlisle Fairgrounds.
That's
Great
known.
place.
A lot of car groups nationally use Carlisle as kind of their home base for their shows.
Shout out Ford Nationals.
All right, see, Ford does that.
Also, Corvettes at Carlisle is another great show.
So those are
Corvettes.
big shows.
Yeah, big shows.
You know, the All Breeds show at there is no exception. They've asked us to come be the podcast.
That's great.
We're going to be involved with that. We're going to interview all their vendors. I think we're kicking off something on the skills test on the obstacle course. I don't know. It's blowing my mind.
So what's the date on those again?
I don't know what date on that. I mean,
we're just going, Frank.
We're just going.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no calendar on JLP. Come on, man.
And
you wake up that morning and Terry's on the phone. He's like, "Yo, you ready?"
Yeah.
What do you mean? Where are we going?
I need to know in advance so I can plan my death from work.
Yeah,
so you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm pretty sure if we go on the Carlisle website, carlisleevents.com, and you can check their schedule over there.
And pajeeps.com.
pajeeps.com. And I believe you just Google All Breed show.
Yep. Dave, are you guys going to be at the All Breed show?
We're kind of in a strange situation with shows in general. We have done it many years in a row, and as a company, we're kind of dialing back because of the COVID thing.
Yeah.
That's on our hit list to do. If not, I'll be there personally, probably participate in some way.
Yeah.
But no, we haven't made a decision on a lot of the shows we normally do for the year.
All right. Well, I know we'll see you there, and I know this is a weird year, and you know, even the next New Jersey Jeep invasion, they haven't even confirmed anything yet, but we're the podcast of record for the New Jersey Jeep invasion as well.
Right. Yeah.
We got to know Jamie
at the last show.
Yeah, and they do a great job, but we don't even know because of COVID, you know, specifically they're trying to get it, but who knows?
Yeah.
So New Jersey Jeep invasion, come find us because we'll be there. Cool.
Email info@jeeplifepod.com.
Yeah. Yeah, just keep emailing, you know, and just like one of our listeners earlier tonight, if you email, good things happen.
Good things happen when you email.
Right, Amy? Yeah, that's beautiful. And so on our table, we've got.
Is this yours?
No, this is mine.
Where did you get this, huh?
How about this?
This is right in my wheelhouse.
It is. So that is the G2 axle and wheel diff covers.
I'll put that in my pocket for later.
I've got a 30 and a 44 diff cover. We found out these are the Hammer.
Okay.
They're all aluminum.
All right, all aluminum. That's great.
The one thing I like about the G2s is they've got a drain plug and a fill plug.
Which is nice if you have the older axles.
Yeah.
The new generation ones have the drain plug built into
Right.
the housing, but this is really nice.
Yeah.
The
machining on that.
Well, the shape. So now here's something. This is my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Loving this stuff.
Okay.
So the lubrication for the carrier bearings actually comes off of the cover. So as that gear's spinning, it's pulling fluid up and around and over and then lubricates the side bearings. A lot of these companies are building covers that aren't shaped correctly. If you look at this compared to a stock cover on the inside, it is very, very similar. and therefore, that's nice because you know that you're getting the proper lubrication to the carrier bearings. This thing's thick. It's nice.
Yeah, I like that. I can't wait to put that on Wednesday.
It's pretty sturdy. If you look, it's got the side bush.
Yeah, so they do come in two colors. They've got a silver and the gloss black, and man, that's going to look good underneath my jeans.
See what it looks like for a hat. Liking
Does
it.
That work?
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
There we go.
We'll put a little foam in there for you and a chin strap.
Chin strap.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
But of course, you're going to use the lube locker gaskets with this.
I have lube locker already. I have my rear diff has already been worked on and has the lube locker, but matter of fact, it's sitting right over there.
Look at that. Made in the USA too.
Yep. Made
I
in
like
the USA.
G2 stuff.
Yeah, they do really good work. And I know Scott and Eric did a product review when they took over the show of the G2
sway bar.
The sway bar, right.
Dual rate.
And, quite nice products. They do a real nice job. They're not the cheapest products out there, but they're definitely worth the penny.
Well, you got to pay for quality.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Yeah, so there you go. That's my product review.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah, those will look good in the shop on Wednesday, right?
Come on down.
All right.
At some point, though, I got to stop and fix my own Jeep.
Yeah, take care of your own Jeep, all right?
No, you can come down. We got time.
Yeah, I mean, you can skip me and go right to you.
I think Billy's. Billy's coming back down. I think Wednesday and dropping off or something. Yeah, right. We're gonna make some changes on.
I'll tow him down.
I was taking selfies with his crawler in the garage with the buggy when he was sending him pictures.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice,
great.
So now comes what everybody's been waiting for. Here's the most important part of our night is we've got the guys from Pypes and Pypes Performance Exhaust in Hatfield, PA, and man, we have Dave Gerard on. He is the VP of Sales and Marketing, and he has been gracious enough to join us. And we've been going back and forth for a couple of weeks now, right, Dave?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So tell our listeners a little bit about Pypes straight up. Just tell us who you are, what you do, because it's not all Jeeps, right?
No, not at all. We started in the muscle car. Building exhaust for that almost 19 years ago now. It's almost 20 years that we started, and it started we had a Pontiac restoration company called Performance Years, and there were no good exhaust systems on the market for the early Pontiacs. It included manifold downpipes and mandrel bending and X pipes and all this other stuff. So the owner just saw a market there and started. And we've been going strong ever since. We got into Jeep around 2012, kind of as a dare because the owner didn't want to do it. He was emphatic that wasn't our market.
Really?
And now that ground clearance kit is our number one selling SKU.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's funny because
fooled you.
we've got it.
Yeah, we have a spring kickoff meeting every year, and he was reading his statistics, and he looked down and he looked at me and he says, "That can't be right, is it?" And I looked, and, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And it was 300 units better than our next selling SKU, which was
a lot of Jeeps out there.
Well,
yeah.
So it's kind of funny. We've talked about this because you have a better exhaust than what I had. You have a better exhaust than what I have. Bill, I don't know what he has, but it's loud.
Straight pipe.
and I would always, wherever we went, I felt like I was driving a minivan because the 3.6 Pentastar is the engine that they use in the Chrysler lineup, and it was quiet and just I felt like I'm dropping a kid off at the soccer field and everything and then I'm going to go off road for a little bit and then I'll go back and pick up the kid at the soccer field, until yesterday. And now
doesn't it make driving the Jeep a hell of a lot more fun? It just adds something to the experience.
I will say this: you're a Mustang guy,
yes,
and I had Mustangs growing up,
right?
And you're a car guy, like through and through. there's something about hearing your effing car.
Well,
and it doesn't. I mean, if you truly are a motorhead, it doesn't matter if it's a 3.6 Pentastar or a 6-liter LS with a Magnuson supercharger on it. You know,
you want to hear that.
Yeah,
you definitely want
but
to hear it.
It does make a difference. Like when I had the stock exhaust on the JK, the 2018, it was fun to drive. But when I got the exhaust on it, you know, it just, I don't know, it just adds something.
It does. And before we go any further, I've got a video that you guys sent me, and it's actually Jeep out on the trail, and we get to hear a little bit of that action. So, Dave, if it's okay with you, I want to play that right now. Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, let's make sure that I play the right one. Oh, that's awesome.
That is incredible.
And that just, you know, and I experienced that exact thing today.
Yeah.
Just being out on the trail and hearing that. And where did you guys record that somewhere? Where was that?
That was at Roush Creek.
At Roush Creek.
Okay.
Which is a great park here in Pennsylvania. You know, local park, I guess. What, an hour and a half, 2 hours from you guys?
Yeah, it's about an hour, 45 minutes, somewhere in the middle there, hour and a half. Yeah, it's not a bad drive.
No. I got to tell you, because that was the catback dual exhaust, right? In that one?
That was actually an axle back.
Axle back, that's right. The axle back. I've got the catback.
You got the catback.
Yeah. And that sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah, but your Stelitza resonator, you get rid of the resonator, and then it comes with, you know, you get the pipe up to the axle over. Well, you get the muffler, then the axle over, and the tailpipe on it. And then, so the one that he's talking about in that leaves the resonator in it, and it's just, I believe Dave, did they leave the axle over pipe on it, and it's just a...
Right. It connects to where the factory muffler connects up.
Yeah.
That's where our axle back connects up.
Yeah.
So it's all
okay.
Yep. And it gives it that 2-pipe.
Yeah, and that's a little bit quieter, a little bit more subdued than what you have. And then,
but it still has a nice rumble to it.
It does. Mm-hmm. And it depends what you want. You know what I mean?
Well, so they always used a flow-through design in their products anyway.
Right.
I mean, I'm thinking back to when one of the first modifications I did on my old Mustang, my 2002, was exhaust system.
Yep.
And like I said, I've been dealing with Pypes for a long time.
Yep.
I got one of their it was a off-road X pipe, and it was their pipe bomb catback system.
Okay.
The car sounded incredible. It was a 2-valve 4.6 V8, but I mean the way that their flow-through design, like you could actually look through the muffler.
Right.
I noticed that Lexi held up and looked through it today. Tell me about that, Dave.
Yeah, we're talking here, and like we know a lot about this stuff.
No.
And we have the guy right here. So, Dave, we'll shut up now.
Go ahead, Dave.
No, it's fine, guys. No, it you know what? It's really nice that you guys are this knowledgeable about our company. We play with some pretty big players, and for you guys to be this knowledgeable, it's really welcome. The Mustang exhaust is pretty in your face, pretty loud. We have that pipe bomb. We have that Violator muffler, which we were famous for, still are.
By far one of the best sounding mufflers.
Yeah. The muffler on yours is our Street Pro series, which is actually chambered. It just doesn't have any packing in it. And we did that for a reason, because of the V6, and to try and get a tone that was decent, gave good power, but wasn't annoying. The system you have is designed for a guy who likes the wheel, but it's a daily driver. He may drive some highways. We have a little more aggressive system that I have on mine. But my son actually has the system you have, and we played with muffler location on his, and changed the tone a little bit too.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit before we came on. You could actually change the location of the muffler in that system. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, if you relocate the evap canister up behind the fuel tank, I think there's a couple kits on the market to do it. You can actually slide the muffler so you can go mid-pipe all the way to the muffler and then the tailpipe. And that'll actually quiet it down even more. This standard location is in front of the evap canister. So you would actually have a mid-pipe muffler, mid-pipe tailpipe. But it can be located either place and it'll change it. We tested that in October. We had 2 identical JKU Saharas the same year, almost the same mileage, and had the exhaust, the muffler in 2 different places, and they were drastically different as far as sound.
Oh, that's interesting.
Was it more tone, or was it volume or tone?
Both actually. With the muffler forward, it sounded way more rowdy.
Oh, okay.
It was pretty calmed down with the muffler further back in the system.
It's interesting. It's something I didn't know, and he said it earlier, and I was like,
It got me thinking. I was like, I'm going out in the driveway right now and moving it and changing it in a different place.
Well, from an engineering standpoint, it probably has to do with back pressure then.
Well, that's what my wheels started turning, and I'm like, but anyway, that's cool.
Yeah. So I wouldn't change a thing about mine right now. I have been just blown away by it. And now my old Mustang, dude, it was a 302, and you could feel it.
Yeah.
Coming.
And you know what? That's one of the like, I don't drive a V8 Mustang anymore, and that's one of the things that I do miss is the sound. If I want to see if this will actually work, I have an old video of my old Mustang.
Oh yeah.
While he's queuing that up,
yeah,
I'll tell you what I like about the Pypes, the sound. It's so at idle. It's it's a deep sound for a V6.
Yeah.
But on the highways, they're not super loud. You don't drone. You don't get the vibrations. The drone's annoying. That's the problem I have with mine.
Yeah.
When your friends are behind you and they're like, dude, your exhaust is like making my mirror shake.
They're behind you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, following Billy is that way. It really is.
It's loud.
Hey, let me see if this actually works. I'm going to put this up to the mic.
All right.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a Pypes?
That was the Pypes pipe bomb catback exhaust on my 2002 Mustang GT.
Yeah.
The day I installed it.
Yeah.
One of the happiest days of my life.
Quite aggressive, the Mustang systems. We were, since then we've gotten a little automatic with the system.
So why did I get that sound?
Well, that's because it's a V8 versus a V6.
Yeah, but I don't want that.
If we put the LS swap in your Jeep, then maybe we can get that sound.
No, that would. I've just been blown away. Hey, the simplicity.
Yeah.
Right. There wasn't any welding. There wasn't any, and part of that is, Jeep's approach to it. But taking those hangers off of the metal stems and that was a nightmare.
Yeah.
I recommendation out there, if you're going to do this, if you're taking your stock system off and you're going to put it, just cut the damn hangers.
Cut everything.
Right. On the system, the stock system. Don't do it from the body. Don't do it from the body hangers. But
so, I mean, the systems fit really well. Dave, what do you guys do? I mean, how do you make that happen? Like, I've tried to bend my own exhaust and do that already. I suck at it. How do you guys do it?
Oh, good question.
Yeah.
Well, you look behind me and you see we're constantly updating and improving materials, improving processes. I mean, we've sold 55 Chevy systems since we started. in 2002, and there's a car on the lift making sure all of our tooling and all of our patterns are updated. So along with that maintenance program, we spend a lot of time. We start from mandrel bends. We do it that way rather than bend and anything. Then we scan the parts. All the parts go into a digital print, so we have records of them and what batches they're labeled, and then off to the vendor, so we can control the quality come and go.
So are you guys motorheads first, engineers second, engineers first, motorhead second? Which way is it?
Wow. How about self-taught at all?
Perfect.
No, I've been involved in motorsports pretty much my entire life and career. I went from playing very high-level sports to applying what I learned there as far as motorsports. I was a diehard drag racer for years, got into road racing for a bit, and now I like Jeeps. So
cool.
From a personal, and I've always had a wrench in my hand ever since high school.
Right. So if you go on their website, you can definitely see, and through social media, Pypes is a very, some companies, their business is first. Pypes is really committed to that culture, and they live it every day.
Yeah. So you said something earlier to me that really kind of it took me a second to digest. But you guys scan the parts in to a computer, a CAD system of some sort, and then the pipes and stuff are produced from those scans. Is that correct?
Yes.
So every single time you put it and install it, it's going to be exactly the same.
Pretty much. Vendors have tolerances, and you have to, like any CNC process, it can vary.
Right.
It on machine conditions and time of day, the weather. Everything comes into play, but we always have standard we can go back to. We even build some test fixtures at times too, to double check production runs, as a quick check.
That's cool. So quality control is important with you guys as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and we're able to do it in enough volume to keep the price points very reasonable. We like our product positioning. We put out a very high quality product at a very affordable price. It's all stainless steel construction. It's all either high quality band clamps or high quality hangers. Everything, we try and do to give the customer the best of the best without spending a fortune.
Right.
Oh, and to that point, man, when I look at the prices, I'm like, are these right?
I know. It is amazing the product you get for the price.
Yeah. And they could easily be $100 more each one. And
don't tell them that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wait until I buy mine. Then
because we're quite. I didn't say we shouldn't have a price increase, but I'm just saying we're comfortable with the margins, and for now we're able to keep the pricing where it is.
Well, for me, an American company that takes that approach, I think that's huge. And
high quality products for a decent price.
Yeah.
I mean, and the fact that it's made out of stainless steel.
Yeah.
And you don't got to worry about it rusting through.
Quality components.
Everything's quality. Everything's double checked over there. They're using the really, it's good hardware that they're using.
Yep.
I mean, you can't beat it. You can't.
So kudos to you guys for that.
So tell us I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dave.
And lifetime warranty.
Oh yeah, lifetime warranty.
Right.
Yeah,
which is nice.
Yeah,
really nice.
A lot of exhaust systems don't do that.
Yeah.
Try getting I don't know, Flowmaster.
So tell us a little bit about the muffler design. I mean, that's where all the magic happens. Yes. So that's where we get our sound from. We can tune back, back pressure with it or flow with it. How did you guys go about coming up with these great sounding exhaust systems?
Well, we have actually now 4 different muffler technologies that we can choose from depending on the vehicle. A lot of the muscle car systems, we offer all 4 mufflers. We also offer a choice of X pipe and H pipe or straight pipe. So the catalog is quite extensive. You can actually custom tailor whatever sound you want.
Right.
Vehicles like Jeeps, late model trucks, late model muscle cars, you're kind of limited because of the catalytic converter technology and the tone you're after. So we kind of nail them down. Like the Jeep, for instance, the Street Pro muffler seems to be the best for now.
Mm-hmm.
We have a muffler we just introduced called the Turbo Pro. I'm dying to try one of those on a Jeep, but I don't quite have the configuration we need yet to start playing with that.
So what's the difference between the Street Pro and the Turbo muffler?
So the Street Pro muffler is a chambered muffler without any packing at all. And it just kind of rumbles around in there. It has no direction. With the Turbo Pro, we've actually put deflectors inside the muffler to turn the exhaust. And the tubing is a little bit different. The tubing is a perforated tube. It does have a packing. So it is going to knock down some tone. You know, we've been experimenting with the GTO with all the mufflers, and it's really quite impressive on that car.
So do you guys all wear hearing apparatuses to protect your hearing?
Oh God, no! I love the sound.
Yeah, that's great.
We were hoping you would say that.
Yep. So, I mean, is there like, I mean, what kind of sound is this turbo muffler gonna? I'm jonesing for
you're
I'm
fixated,
ready.
right?
Yeah. So, what? I mean, are you looking for a little more mellow sound? Is that what the thought process is?
Yeah, I know. With the 15 horsepower LS, we might have to do something a little bit different.
Yeah, Dave, it's got to hold up for fire. I want flames coming out.
Well, we could put you into our Race Pro muffler for that, or the Violator.
Perfect.
Then we could create some flames. But
Violator, that is such a great name.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We have slogans around that thing for sure. But the Turbo Pro was, again, older muscle car guys. Like, the muscle car hobby is not getting younger.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Not many people in their 30s and 40s even building, well, maybe 30s and 40s. You can get some people building muscle cars, but younger crowds, they're not there. The Pontiac hobby in specific is pretty old. Yeah. And it was time to start looking for something that was mellow, but not quite restrictive or anything that's going to hurt the performance of the vehicle. So that's why we worked on that technology pretty hard this year.
That's cool. So, I mean, that's great for, like, if you have an overlanding rig, you know, like I'm considering buying a Commander. And I'm looking at a 5.7 liter Hemi. Oh. I want a little more sound out of it, but I don't want to be driving, 12 hours a day in this thing heading out west and it's groaning in the background. A little more sound. So I'm thinking that turbo muffler would be, something like that is perfect.
Yeah.
Same thing with these guys that are, they're in their rigs all day long. That muffler, my exhaust is fun because I'm in it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's, but yeah, that's cool.
So I have a chicken or an egg question. Some people say that you shouldn't do an exhaust unit until you've done something to the engine or something pre. Is that true? Is there any truth to that?
No, not really, because a lot of people that'll buy an axle back or something like that are doing it strictly for tone, and axle backs power-wise aren't going to really affect anything.
Right.
And even some of the cat backs, not necessarily cold air or stuff like that, but you're limited now on what you can do to newer vehicles. The EP has them pretty much on lockdown. Has our hands handcuffed in a lot of ways. So you're left with exhaust intake and programming, and none of them can affect NOx. So those are about all you can do.
Okay. So is there anything that you recommend pairing from a modification standpoint with?
I would probably do a cold air with the or some kind of unrestricted or less restrictive air intake to go with an exhaust. I think you get the most bang for the buck without sacrificing performance.
Yeah, I agree 110%. I mean, just like when we were talking to the guys from HP Tuners,
Right.
Another great company, they don't leave much on the table anymore, and I have an older tuner. I mean, I've played with my Jeep. We've seen it, and all I do is manage to move the power around. I'm not making it anymore, but I think a cold air intake and an exhaust, and these engines are already making almost 300 horsepower,
Right.
So anything more than that, it's bolt-on superchargers, turbos, stuff like that. So wholeheartedly agree.
With exhaust, you can't go too big on these vehicles either. So, we'd use 2.5-inch exhaust. That's about as big as I would do. Some of the JL 2-liter turbo systems are 3-inch. I honestly, it performs there, but it'd probably be even better with a 2.5-inch system.
Yeah.
Especially if you're gonna wheel it, if you're gonna crawl with it, if you're gonna do any kind of instances where it needed torque, I think you have to be really mindful there.
Right.
So I got a question for you. You had mentioned the EPA. What's does Pypes have any contingency plans for the upcoming the new legislation that the EPA is starting to enforce? I've been reading a lot on forums that they're starting to come down on exhaust manufacturers, and I was wondering what your guys' take on that was, and what your plan is for the future.
Well, it's not just limited to exhaust. They're reaching anything. The definition is delete device or
right.
OBD. Was OBD. What was the terminology? But there was a big SEMA meeting last week with the lawyers from the EPA and SEMA themselves, and it's left the manufacturers in quite a gray area because they're not saying what is legal, what is not legal. It's up to interpretation. But anything that OBD deletes or modifies is subject. And the reach is, whatever the statute of limitations is, which I believe takes us back to 2006. So they're looking real hard at companies. I saw a competitor made a post this week about discontinuing all their off-road stuff. We did it 2 years ago. All of our late model systems now all come with cats. I don't care what it's going to be, and there's no exemption. There's no way that you can say it's for off-road use only or racing purposes or sold to a team that makes you in the clear.
Exempt from that, right?
So the high flow cats that you guys sell with your systems, they're 50 state legal. They meet all the EPA regulations, and then you guys are just basically at the whim of their interpretation of the laws now, is what you're saying?
Well, our cats are 49 state legal.
49 state, okay.
Certifications on
nothing's legal in California.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, we're not going to go down that path. It's too expensive. We do have cats with OE numbers that pass. We've actually used those on OBD1 cars, which I think is pre-75.
Right.
And it's a much better. It brings a 75 back car up to today's standards, pretty much, as far as the catalytic converter. And it was a tough go because, we did a lot of business in that space, and we lost 25% of our A movers overnight. And luckily, we've been able to make the revenues back up, and with more innovative products, they got expensive, but we were able to soldier on.
Yeah, good.
That's
good.
Great.
I'm sure that's the biggest challenge right now with a lot of the aftermarket stuff is dealing with the EPA regulation stuff, and it's just getting tighter and tighter and tighter, and it's tough.
But like I said, it's reaching more than exhaust. The tuners, the cold air guys, the dyno guy, it's ricocheting all the way down to the mom and pop shops.
Yeah.
There was actually an article posted here about the EPA actually coming to people's shops and shutting them down.
Oh my God.
That's
What state was that in? California?
I'm looking for it right now.
They actually want the parts. They want the records. They want and diesel shops came under big scrutiny for this.
Right.
Yeah, that's where this article is mostly about the diesel shops right now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm reading.
Thanks, Frank. Sometimes you bring the laughs, and today you're making me cry.
I'm a full range of emotions, Terry.
No, the statistic that the EPA put out 2 weeks ago was in 2020 or 2019, there were 550,000 off-road pipes sold for diesel truck for racing purposes only.
A lot of guys out there racing.
Yeah.
A lot of guys racing diesel. It's not even
right.
Yeah. So it's awesome. That the product you have is fantastic. We've already kind of talked about that. I love the R&D that you guys are doing in a real shop, and I can smell it through the screen, and the sounds. I know. Yeah. I'm worried about your hearing. My Apple Watch warns me all the time about the loud noises, but man, I love that sound.
Yeah, I don't know how you can be in the cars and not. You know what I mean?
You need something.
How could I survive 3.5 years without that now? And now I couldn't spend a day.
Because you were always behind Billy and got to listen to his.
That's true.
Or in front of Billy, or a block away from Billy.
Yeah.
So where can people find you guys on the web, or how can they purchase said Pypes products?
So we have a pretty extensive dealer network. All the major retailers were sold through them. We do sell through our own website. It's pipesexhaust.com. And we do have that product code for free shipping for Jeep Life podcast members or anybody listening to the show. The code is Jeep Life with no spaces, and that'll be free shipping.
Amazing. Yeah. And you had mentioned another giveaway. Did you want to do that?
Yeah,
I'm giving you an out here. Ooh. Because this full system exciting. Thing. It's you want to do it.
Frank's bucking up. He's got his keys in the hand. His hands on the keyboard.
All right. So here's what we're gonna do. I just came up with this while we're talking. Me. I'm just looking and seeing because I tone out because I'm not smart enough to keep up with everybody. What I want to do is for our listeners to go onto Instagram and come up with the best and funniest way that you want a Pypes exhaust on your rig.
Like installed?
Now, it doesn't have to be installed. I need to come up with the craziest way that says, hey, you guys at Jeep Life Podcast, I want to see my rig now have a Pypes exhaust.
So you want somebody to actually make a video of them,
or a photo, or a story, or something. But they have
that's a good one.
They have to tag. That. They have to tag Pypes, and they have to tag
JLP.
us.
Yep.
Yeah, Jeep Life Pod.
Okay,
right. Does that sound pretty good, Dave?
Oh yeah, I'm all about it.
Yeah, I want to see.
Hey, maybe this is the one that we take down there in the second round, and we'll put that one on down there.
Well, that'd have to be local. So
that's true. Gotcha. We'll
figure that out.
Yeah,
we'll figure that out. But Sean, I don't care if you don't have Instagram. Get on Instagram. It's free.
Borrow somebody else's Instagram. Whatever.
I know, right?
I'm pretty sure your 17-year-old son has an Instagram.
Well, I mean, if you do the same thing on Facebook, I'm not going to disqualify you, but it has to be Facebook. Tagged with Pypes, and it has to be tagged with us.
Right.
And we're going to judge the four of us, or Billy. I'll let Frank in on this,
right.
Don and myself. And the funniest one, we'll reach out. We'll get your contact information, and we'll send it over to Dave. Does that sound okay, Dave?
Hey, how about it? How about this? I'll up the game.
Oh, here we are.
Ooh. We get a drum roll.
How about we do one for Facebook and one for Instagram.
Unbelievable.
Jesus.
Wow.
All right. So Dave not just stepped up to the plate, but he swung and hit the ball way over the fence.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He won the World Series today. That's it.
Yeah. So there you go. Listeners, you get one. If you're a Facebook user, I want to laugh. If I don't laugh, you're not in the game.
Yeah, it could be
Agreed.
something silly, like making fun of the three of us, the four of us.
Yeah, but you better have a reason for you to have Pypes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you better tag Pypes and us.
Yep.
And
I love this. This is great.
Is a great
This is
idea.
fun.
This is great.
Yeah, I love it. So Instagram and Facebook, we're going to choose one from each.
Yep.
And I'll get your information and we'll send it over to Dave. And oh my God, that's amazing.
It is.
I thought he was going to give out T-shirts.
Who knew?
Can I get a T-shirt,
Yeah.
Dave?
So Troy just asked, when does this have to be in by?
I say give people till Sunday next week.
Yeah,
give them some time because creativity. Yeah,
No. Let's say end of April.
Holy Jesus,
wow,
man.
that's okay.
Sure.
Well, because that gives them time. Some people don't listen right away.
How
You're
about
right.
how about the end of March? April 1st.
All right, April Fool's Day.
We got it.
Day.
Oh, this is perfect.
Jeep
April,
Life
like
Podcast, April Fools and Pypes giveaway. There we go.
yeah. So April Fool's Day giveaway.
There it is.
From Pypes and the Jeep Life Podcast.
Man, I'm not a big social media guy, but I'm gonna hit this tomorrow.
I want to see what
cool.
you
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna do it. You know what I mean? This is for our listeners, but I'm gonna promote the shit out of this because I think this is cool.
I love it. This is cool. So the time frame, April Fool's Day,
and then
the
winner could be announced on the Facebook episode on April 4th, which is a Saturday.
Yep.
I mean the Sunday that we record, and then obviously it'll come out on the podcast when it's edited the following day.
I love it. This has made my day.
Yes,
Dave, you're like the exhaust Santa Claus
superstar.
Yeah, no doubt.
He's like the hero of the year so far.
Dude, I was happy listening to my Jeep out on the trail.
Yeah.
But now this is just top that. I'm going to go sit in my Jeep and just rev it up and just keep
perfect.
My poor neighborhood. Dave, we are so thankful to have you on the show. Thanks for coming in, spending the time. Thanks for Quentin to get me the media, the videos with the audio. That was awesome to use. And hey, Frank, since Bill's not here, how can people get in touch with us?
Well, let's
you
see.
knew I was coming with this.
I knew it. That's why I'm semi prepared. Okay, so obviously on Facebook, Jeep Life Podcast, on Instagram at Jeep Life Pod.
Yep.
We have a link tree where it has all our links for everything. It even has our it has the links to Power Tank. It has the links to all the good stuff.
All
right?
the good stuff. All the good stuff.
Patreon subscribers, always new content going up. Patreon.com/Jeep Life Podcast. Is it Jeep Life Podcast or Jeep Life Pod?
Jeep Life
Podcast.
Jeep Life Pod.
On what? What are we talking about?
Patreon.
Podcast. Just Jeep Life Podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Search Jeep Life
Sorry,
Podcast
I'm on the
Pypes
Pypes website looking for Mike's.
Remember your promo codes for our 10% off at
Armor Light and 15 at Power Tank.
15% off at Power Tank.
And shipping free.
And free shipping from Pypes.
Yeah, I love it. Oh my God.
And if you're lucky enough to actually win the exhaust systems there, I mean,
that's
where else are we? Oh, we have
I got the listener voicemail.
The listener voicemail.
That's on the link tree too, isn't it?
I believe that's on the link tree, and the number is
484-891-1172.
Yes, go ahead and reach out and leave us a message, and then if we get good messages, we'll play them out here.
Absolutely,
and,
I love it.
That'll be good, and you can come see Terry where he is.
Don't come to my house.
Come to Terry's house. He's fine.
What's the address?
I want to thank Dave and Quentin for coming on, and Frank and Don, and for Terry. Here's a big Jeep wave to you, everybody. Have a good night.
Everyone.
Whoa. What a show.
Incredible.
Absolutely.
What a show.
Is that a zebra?
It is a zebra. Sean's.
Oh yeah, Sean.
Yeah.
Sean's a big game hunter.
I'll say.
Yeah.
You should see at his house.
Yeah.
He's got like caribou and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Crazy. Man, what a good show.
Yeah, really.
Absolutely.
It was fun. And Dave, you made magic, man.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Oh, did you freeze? Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
It was like we made it all the way through the show without any technical difficulties, and at the end.
Only this thing over here. Jeez.
Well, we're good.
I'll test this.
One smooth.
I'll test this.
One smooth.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was good. So thanks for all of our listeners out there. We appreciate that. The show, it's a good show. It's fun to do, but without the listeners,
we need them. We love them.
We love them.
Yep, we absolutely do. This is why we do it.
It's you guys.
It is.
It's all because of you guys. So.
Yep. Yeah. It's not fun without the audience. We tried in the beginning.
We still had fun though.
We did.
We just drank more.
Yeah, a lot more.
Yeah. So all of our listeners, thanks a bunch for tuning in with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.